podcast. Hello, my beautiful friend. Welcome to Time to Care, the Caregivers podcast. I'm Isabel Melgarejo, your host. And today we have Maureen Jirikowic from Miracles of Beauty with us. I think the name of her company says it all. But welcome, Maureen.
Thank you. Thanks for having me today, Isabel. I'm excited to meet with you.
We've been talking about this for the past month, and every time that we see each other, we just get really excited about doing this. So I'm really excited as well. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about you, about your journey, and about your business?
Absolutely. So I started Miracles of Beauty about 6 months ago in 2021. My husband was diagnosed with terminal cancer and he lived for about a year and a half. He passed away in October of 2023. And throughout that time, I was his caregiver and I wouldn't trade any of that for the world. Our time together was the most precious time. But after his passing, I decided that I was going to reinvent myself as a widow and I was going to do a whole transformation. And of course, through the grieving time, I had a lot of time to really think about ways I wanted to change and what I wanted to do. And so, what I did is I did a home transformation. I created the home that we lived in, that I still live in today. And I just wanted to create a peaceful serenity feeling around me. And then being in the beauty business for over 25 years through skincare and makeup and Mary Kay, I decided I wanted to create a whole package for women. And the package included styling and helping them to transform within about who they wanted to become. It's women in transition. They could be going through a divorce. They could become a widow, a job change, a body change, maybe weight loss. And they just want to change into becoming who God really meant them to be. And so that's really the purpose and the reasoning behind my business.
Totally get it. I think I mentioned this the first time we met that I'm always wearing black. That has been my staple color for the past 30 years. And I recently turned 40. And for me, it has been a time in which I feel I need a change in my life. And I think I can relate with a lot of women because, and even especially in terms of fashion, I always talk with my husband and he says, like, it is so unfair that women have all these choices. You can wear a dress, you can wear all these different types of pants, all these different types of dresses, of skirts. And men tend to just be very like, yeah, you have your jeans and you have your dress pants, but there's not a lot of variety. And with that, finding what really resonates with you can be a challenge. So how did you start discovering yourself, who you are, and what resonates with you?
So the first thing that I do for clients who are in transition or who want to change is we go through color analysis. And when you find out the colors that really help you pop, it makes a huge difference in how you feel and in how you look. And so what I did is, and I was like you, Isabel, I had a lot of black in my closet, and black is good. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's just when you create color and you show up in color, sometimes it does change how you feel. There is a place for black clothing. You can accessorize, you can add color like a scarf or things like that. So when I do go into women's closets to help them transition, we don't have to get rid of all the black, but what we do with the black is we help you to create different looks with the black. And so for me, I was always wearing black as well. And so once I changed into knowing what my personal colors were on the color wheel and what helps make me feel great, that's how you can transition. So one is a clarity call. And a clarity call really helps you open up to see how you want to show up to the world. How do you want to show up? Is it elevated? Is it sophisticated? Do you love a sporty look? Do you love a modern look? A simple look? Some people want a very simple wardrobe where they can just go in their closet and it's very easy and it's with their colors, but it's also easy to figure out. And so that's really where the start where it starts, is figuring out how you want to show up and what colors really resonate with you.
At least in my journey, when I was a caregiver, and I don't know if that happened to you in your caregiving journey, but I sort of lost to myself. I don't know if that happened to you, that you're doing it with all of your heart and you're there for your loved ones and you want to be there, like you're showing up for your loved ones and you're happy that you're doing it. On the other hand, you're losing yourself. How do you come back into figuring out who you are and what you like?
Yeah, that's a great question. I was all in with my husband. Like everything I did was surrounded by what his needs were. And that was just who I was. So in my closet, it was whatever was easily accessible and what I could grab. It took some time. It does take some time to settle in. Anytime the brain goes through grief, it takes some time to settle where you are becoming almost like a different, I want to say a different identity, because my identity was with my husband who I loved dearly. And so, my thoughts, my likes were aligned more with who and how he was and where he was at his in the process of leaving this earth. And so everything I did was really based on what would be healthy for him to eat. What are we going to do together? Which movie are we going to watch? Or, it was all encompassed on what was going to benefit him at the time. And so after he passed, of course, there's a certain amount of time that you need to take for just grieving. And the first year of grieving for me was just basically an out of body experience where you're sad and your brain is trying to understand like this person is no longer there. I mean, it's like almost losing a limb, a piece of you,
Yeah.
and then you go through that period of time, the grieving process, and it's not necessarily in all the steps, but the different steps happen at different stages of your grieving journey. Some happen all together, some happen separately. And so really it depends on the person, but, I went through it for a good year and was just trying to figure things out, how to do things without my husband, where to go, who to spend time with. I was very careful at giving myself the allotted amount of time that I needed to be alone and to really figure out who was I now separate from my husband. So I feel like that's a very healthy way to go through the grieving process. Some people need more people. I took the time really to isolate myself, journal. I was doing a lot of journaling and just trying to find out like, where do I fit in? What is my purpose at this point in my life?
Yes. And I think that finding that purpose obviously takes some time. And I find for caregivers, it can be more daunting because for people who are not caregivers, leaving their grief is just the grief. So I'm not saying it's an easy process. Of course, it is not. But when on top of that, you're trying to figure out what you're doing and how you present your life to the world. And I think this happens also with a lot of people that retire. They have been, oh, she's been a teacher for 30 years. Now she's not a teacher. So changing those paradigms independently of the title, but can be very daunting when you're faced into that situation. Like, oh, now I need to figure out who I am and how I present myself to the world. So, how do you start working with your clients going through a life-changing transition?
It takes time. And the first thing that I do is a clarity call. And the clarity call is really to find out where are the pain points right now? Where are you at in your journey? Because if we can't do everything all at once in the first appointment, we have to do it in segments, because when you do, like you had shared, Isabel, so brilliantly, I love that you said the paradigms. and the habits and the ways that we are, it takes time to change. It takes time for the brain to catch up to those things. And so the first thing I like to do is figure out, where exactly are you in the process? Are you open to change? Are you ready for change? And what does change look like? And what if you could create the perfect you? What would that look like? What would your day look like? How would you look on the outside? Because the transformation not only happens on the outside with our outer appearance, but it really has to do with your heart and your head and where what you want that to look like.
Yes, I agree with you. You have to understand first, and I think that is a lot of professionals, we start with understanding what you want and then we move from there. I'm going to change a little bit of topic here. As we move into 2026, I want this podcast to be more about things that will enlighten you. And I want to bring speakers like you that have to do with wellness and well-being and self-care. How do you bring well-being and self-care through how you present yourself and or how you dress yourself or your makeup? I want you to talk about that, like, yeah, how can you make it easy but also in a way in which you feel strong or capable of going through your caregiving journey or however you want to present yourself. What are things that you can do that make it easy for caregivers out there?
I think for caregivers, the main thing is to make sure that you are giving yourself the time of um, even small blocks of time where, if it's to sit down and read a book, to take a bath, um, to run to the store or somewhere where you don't have such an agenda to do, but that you just get to think of you for even 15 to 20 minutes, that you would take that time. And the other thing too is to give yourself a little bit of the time too, especially when it comes to your outer appearance. Sometimes I can tell sometimes how people feel by how they dress. And if they haven't been able to take the time, and caregivers, my heart goes out to you, because I know that you sometimes put yourself the last person to take some extra time to put on a little lip color just to make yourself feel a little happy, because a new lipstick for a girl can be can be transforming, right? It just makes us feel good. It makes us feel like we're a little bit more put together. So some of those small things that you could do for yourself before leaving your home, or giving yourself that extra time, and even just to set a timer to say, I'm going to give myself 15 minutes to read, or, some people just need to sit in silence, and that's okay. It's just giving yourself that rest time. And prior to my husband passing away, I was never a person that would lay down for a nap. I was go, 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 go. And now it's like, if my body tells me, you need to rest, even if I don't sleep, it's taking 15 to 20 minutes and setting that alarm on your phone and letting yourself just physically and mentally rest.
So you talked about lipstick. What other things in your appearance can really light you up and can bring a lot of joy instantly?
I definitely think if you add a little bit of accessories to your life, some great jewelry, a pair of fun earrings. If you're having a day where your hair is not like how you like it, maybe it's not a wash day or whatever, add a cute hat, add a ball cap with your yoga pants. Add some big hoop earrings, just something where you feel like you have it going on. A cute pair of sunglasses on top of your head. Just those little things can help you align more with how you feel, so that when you go out and somebody says, oh my gosh, that's a cute ball cap. I mean, I've had people say that, right? It's a ball cap. But to them, it was like that little added accessory where they look at you and they go, she tried today, right? And so little things like that. getting your nails done. You can do things that are a luxury service or like something that you don't. Yeah, I know, Isabel. I'm giving my nails a break right now, so I get it. I know. I was trying on shoes the other day and I took off my toenail polish and I was like, "Oh my gosh, don't look at my toe." And it was just I just felt like I needed to just give them some air, right? Instead of having polish on them. But because we're not in sandal season right now here in Dallas, we are definitely in boot season and sock season and in that season. So I was like, I'll just let my toes go for a little bit. But sure enough, I was trying on shoes with no socks on and I was like, oh dear. But you know what? It's okay. We all do the best we can.
Is something that resonates with you. I've always been very practical about how I dress up. Like, and we were just talking about that. I put a really nice top today, but I was cold and I just put a hoodie on. Like, whatever. I've never been one who pays a lot of attention to how I dress, but there are things for me that definitely make my day better. One of them is putting perfume after a shower. I don't care if I'm staying at home wearing PJs, I'm gonna put some perfume on. And I think for a lot of people, like you said, lipstick, some jewelry, some accessories, like that can really help. And I think it's just about like trying to play around with things. Like today I'm gonna wear lipstick. Let's see how I feel throughout the day with lipstick. And in terms of clothing, obviously you want to be comfortable, but what are things that would just make things better? I can right away think about underwear.
You mention it because I have a whole theory on this.
Go ahead, share it with us.
Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to say for the women out there, getting good undergarments are the key to how your clothes fit and how they look. And so having the right bra underneath is major. If you do shapewear, having the right shapewear, I know that several places have great shapewear. And if you need that little extra to, put it all together, great. And the other part of it is the psychology behind it. When a woman has pretty undergarments on, you feel better. So there's everything to have great undergarments on. It's key. So all of you can go through that drawer and get rid of the stuff that is shredded, is not pretty. You've had it for too long, whatever it is. I would rather have less pieces that are quality than a whole drawer full of things that do not serve. So that's how you want to look at those undergarments. And if you have not had a bra fitting, you need to get your bra size because as women, we go through childbirth, we go through weight gain, weight loss. All these different things contribute to what is going to be great undergarments for underneath. And if you think about it, everyone on here who's listening to this, if you have a favorite bra, you probably wear that one the most. And you wash it and you wear it again and again and again. And so if that bra serves you and it looks good underneath your clothes, you know that's a great bra. And you need several of those.
Even just like going to the gym, your body changes. For the past year, I've been hitting the gym really, really hard. And I noticed that my shoulders are broader. And I'm pretty sure that has changed. I haven't had a bra fitting in a while, but definitely next time that I go, I will get that done.
Yes. And there's several places. Soma does it. There are high-end different locations that you can go to. Soma, Lane Bryant, a lot of different places will just fit you. And it will be life-changing because if you are wearing the wrong size, when they fit you and they put the right size on and you put the right size on, it is life-changing. That is number one. And sometimes I will go into women's closets and we'll do the whole transformation. And then the other step is now what you want to do next is go and get a new bra, new undergarment.
Yeah. That one, and another thing that I notice people never pay attention to is PJs or just loungewear. And I don't think we are conscious about buying the right clothes for being at home. We have our yoga pants to go to yoga, and then those are too old. We move them to loungewear and we keep using them. But I don't think just because we're home, we need to dress with horrible clothes.
Yeah, I agree. And it does change your mindset. So if you are, working at home, get some cute, comfy clothes, but get the cute ones. And again, I find that people will gravitate towards the one that they feel the best in. And so that's another thing that you definitely can weed out, get rid of the stuff that the fabric is worn, it's itchy, it's just served its purpose. You can give it a hug goodbye and say, that's it. I'm on to the nice luxury, soft and cozy different pieces. So it's a great thing to get out of your closet and to have the stuff that you love that feels good on your skin. I'm real big with fabrics too. Like I am not a polyester girl, so I don't like the way that feels or breathes on the skin. And so, if you can afford something that's a little bit nicer, I highly recommend getting loungewear that has a cotton blend and more of a silky feeling, minus polyester.
And I've been lately on the hunt of organic cotton PJs because I feel that I sleep better in them. Like I breathe, and it has to be 100% cotton and like the super soft feeling. And probably it's just me, but I do feel that I sleep better when it's just cotton and not other types of fibers.
Mhm.
So how do you figure out what are the items that work for you and you gravitate towards?
So, what I like to do, and it's different for everyone, it's based on what your closet looks like. What's unique about what I do is I can take what you currently have, and there will be maybe some elimination, things that no longer fit, things that are no longer in your style. So, for example, I went from corporate America into being an entrepreneurial, and I still had a lot of the corporate type of outfits. And what I've learned to do with those is the plain black dress is add a cool scarf to the situation, add a cute jacket, jazz it up with some red heels. So I've taken classic pieces, and then what I do is they resonate with whatever personality style that you want to show up in. So that's what's unique about it. So it's very different for everyone. If you are a yoga instructor, your wardrobe is going to look different than somebody who works at home and needs to still show up from the top up, looking professional. So their wardrobe is going to be different than this person's. What I love to do is have you be able to go through, open up your closet, and you will see the different racks and you'll see all these pieces go together. If I'm going out for my exercise, I can wear all of this right here. If I'm going to show up for a dinner party, this is where my outfits are, and I can easily pick and choose. I know what to wear, I know the accessories, right down to the clutch bag, to the shoes, to everything. I think we have so many things in our wardrobe currently, but we just don't know how to piece them all together. So the first thing is eliminating the things that no longer serve you. And a lot of times what I find with fashion with women is we may gravitate towards something that we loved that's maybe 10 to 15 years old, and we felt amazing in it, and it's still in our closet, but we don't wear it ever. It's not something that we gravitate to, but we remember that piece. And so that piece can either be updated with a new look, or we hug that piece goodbye and say, you know what, it served me well, but it's no longer in the way in my personality style, which is elevated or sophisticated or modern. It just no longer serves you. So we take that piece out. And sometimes I have a list where these are things, Isabel, that really resonate with your style. So let's make a list of those. And then when your budget permits, then we can shop for those, those cute red shoes that would go with the black dresses. And these are the red accessories that we're going to add to the black outfits to just kind of spice it up a little bit.
Yeah. You're talking about red shoes, and I think all of my shoes are black.
Yeah. I know. And one simple thing like that can totally change up your style if we did just a couple pieces like that. And they don't have to be red. I'm using red cuz we're holiday time and right now red is on trend. But some women are afraid of red. And so the whole concept of red is you need to know your undertones, which is one of the appointments that I do, which is color analysis. We figure out what season you're in and that really helps too, because then we decide, are you a warm red? Are you a cool red? Are you a neutral red? And so all women can wear red. It just depends on the undertones of the red to figure that out. But you could do maroons, you could do oranges. If you're in the warmer color zone area, orange might be a fun color for you. There's different variations. It just depends on the person and how they want to show up.
I'm gonna take you shopping because probably I want to keep myself in the black side, but I've been doing a conscious effort of buying things that pop. I went to look at purses during Black Friday and I was like, if I find something with a lot of color, I'm gonna get it. I didn't find anything that I liked, but I think having a purse that has bright pink or baby blue, that's a pop.
Yes, it's a statement piece. So your jewelry, a scarf, your bag, your handbag, all of that can take a black dress and it can really up what it looks like on because people will notice the accessory and that's what you want them to see is that fun funky bag that you're carrying with the black dress. So absolutely.
Is there anything else you would like to share with us today?
I just want every woman to feel confident and relevant and living her best life. And what I say to people is I want people when they open the door and I come in to help them with their closet, with color analysis, elimination, figuring out their personality style, that they are super excited and they're ready for the transformation. And so, Isabel, I feel like you're so there. Like the way that you're talking is you're just very open for growth, but we need a specific plan and a way to do that. And so that's where I come in as a transformational stylist coach to help you get to the place that you want to be.
Thank you so much for coming. This has been a wonderful conversation, and probably it has been more conversation for me than for anybody else. I hope everybody else is enjoying it. Where can people find you, learn more about you, and talk to you?
Absolutely. I have some style personality quizzes on my website. And so that
Good.
establishes like where, and it'll tell you the answer. So you'll answer a series, it's about 20 questions. And it will also, there's a color analysis one on there, and there's also a personality style one. And it's my first and last name. So it's www.maureenjirikowic.com. So it's MaureenJirikowic.com. And you can go there and take the quiz for free. Feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is 469-550-8500. There's no obligation to have a clarity call with me. And if I can help you in your transformation in any way, I would be honored to do so.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Isabel, for having me. And thank you for what you do to help empower people with knowledge. Knowledge is power. And sometimes we don't even know changes and ways that we can transform. So I appreciate being able to be on here to speak to people and to let them know more about what I can do for them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.